Welcome to the Getting the Most Out of G Suite workshop series. In this video, we will highlight some of the key features of Google Meet. Let's get started. What is Google Meet? Google Meet is an online video conferencing service that provides a secure virtual space for you to host meetings, conference calls, or virtual study sessions. Why should I use it? It shares many features you're familiar with from other video conferencing applications such as breakout rooms, screen sharing, and polls, just to name a few. A key feature of Google Meet is that it's fully integrated with G Suite apps like Google Calendar, Docs, Sheets, and Slides. Depending on the bundle you have, it will determine how long and how many people can be in a call. For example, if you have the University of Hawaii's Google Suites bundle, you can host calls up to 24 hours long with up to 100 people. How do I access Google Meet? There are several ways to access Google Meet. First, if you look at the left sidebar of Gmail, underneath Google Spaces, there is a Google Meet tab where you can see upcoming meetings to join or start your own meeting. Another way is to go to the Google Apps menu in the upper right-hand corner and scroll down till you see Google Meet. Next, you can go to your Google Calendar and access upcoming meetings in the event details. You can also start or schedule meetings within Google Docs, Sheets, or Slides. Click on the Google Meet icon on the top right-hand corner and you can start a meeting with the document already attached or screen sharing. Lastly, you can type meet.google.com into the browser to access Google Meet as well. This video will first go over what you could expect to see as a participant. Then we will highlight some differences and abilities you'll have if you're the host of the meeting. To join a meeting, enter the meeting code provided by your host. This will be the last 10 letters at the end of the URL. You can also join directly via link. For example, if someone invites you directly through email, or if you have the meeting scheduled in your Google Calendar, simply click on the link to join. A Gmail account within the administration system is not required to join the meeting. Any email service provider such as Yahoo, Outlook, or more can connect to the meeting, but the host will have to allow you to enter the meeting. This way, the meeting stays secure. Upon joining the meeting, you will first be brought to a screen as a sort of pre-check to make sure your audio and video are connected properly. You'll want to allow access to your audio and video so you can hear and participate in the meeting. On the right, you'll be able to see others already in the call. Click Join and you'll be brought into the meeting with the audio and video settings you selected. You can even use visual effects, but we'll get more in depth about that later in the video. On the bottom of the screen, you will see your meeting's control bar. Let's go over each of the buttons now. This button controls your audio. Easily toggle between mute and unmute by clicking on the button. It's recommended to remain muted if your area is loud or distracting for others. There's also a push-to-talk feature on Google Meet. If you go to the settings and then to audio, you will see an option that allows you to use push-to-talk. When this feature is on, you will automatically be muted. Hold down the space bar to unmute when you speak. When you're done, let go of the spacebar and it will mute you again. This button turns your video camera on and off. How you see yourself on screen is how others will view you as well. If you like, you can choose from a set of virtual backgrounds. Click on the three dots and go to Apply Visual Effects. This will pull up a sidebar of effects and backgrounds you can use. Google Meet does not allow for custom backgrounds to be uploaded. In addition, please be aware that visual effects require more bandwidth and may cause your computer to lag. This next button activates the closed captions. Google Meet will listen to what you are saying and transcribe speech to text onto the screen for others to see. This can be especially useful, not only for hearing impaired audience members, but also those who have trouble hearing the presenter due to an unstable internet connection or being in a loud environment. If you're looking to get the host's attention, you can use this button to raise your hand. It will send a small notification sound to the host and will stay up until you lower your hand by clicking the button again. This is what the host will see. This button is used to share your screen. You can choose whether to share your entire screen, a window, or a tab. Here are more tools you can use during your meetings. If you click on the three dots at the end of the meeting controls bar, you can access all of these functions. This button allows you to cast your meeting on a bigger screen through screen mirroring. This button allows you to pull out a blank Jamboard to act as a whiteboard that all participants can draw or write in. The button labeled Manage Recording allows you to record your meeting to access at a later time. The recordings will be automatically saved into your Google Drive. If you click Change Layout, you can change how you view the meeting, whether you want it in tiled view, spotlight view, or sidebar view. Then this button over here makes your whole meeting full screen. If you want to navigate your tabs but want to see the meeting, click this button to pop out your meeting and have a smaller window where you can still participate. If you have audio issues or your computer doesn't have a microphone, it might be good to join the meeting from a phone for audio. You can enter a phone number for Google Meet to call, or you can dial in by calling the number given. Follow the instructions given and you'll be able to participate in the Google Meet through your phone's audio. To leave the meeting, simply click on the red phone icon. On the right side, this first icon contains the meeting details. You can easily copy the joining info and share it with others. This is also the area where you can access attached documents. For example, if you have a document or meeting notes you want to share, you can attach it to your Google Calendar invite and it will be accessible to all meeting participants. The next icon is the People tab. This shows you how many people are in the meeting and provides an easy way to directly invite more people by typing in their email. If you click the three dots next to the user, you can pin their camera to the screen. It can sometimes be helpful to pin the person who is speaking. Hosts have the ability to give meeting participants co-host abilities or remove participants from the call. Co-hosts have the same abilities hosts have. If you remove people from the meeting, they will be unable to join until the meeting is reset. After restarting the meeting, you will have to wait 5 minutes until the removed person can rejoin. The next tab is the Messages tab. Here, you can type messages for everyone in the meeting to see. Simply type your message and hit enter to send. The Messages tab may not be available in all meetings as hosts have the ability to turn it off. A unique section that Google Meet has is this Activities section. This is where you will access functions such as breakout rooms, polls, Q&A, and the whiteboard. When your host opens breakout rooms, they will assign you to a room to work in smaller groups. To leave the breakout room, click the Return to Main Call button on the blue bar at the top. If you click the Ask for Help button, it will send a notification to the host. This is what the host will see. Next, there are polls. The host can start a poll with up to 10 choices. Next, the host can turn on Q&A. Participants can type a question and share it anonymously. Questions will appear to the host and they can answer the questions as they come in. This is what the host will see. You can also access recording and whiteboards here too. Something hosts have is this additional host panel. This controls the moderation and what is allowed during meetings. Hosts have ultimate control to end the meeting. If they end the meeting, it will end for everyone. If everyone has left and the host has forgotten to close the meeting, Google Meet will send a notification after a short time to check and close the meeting. Final considerations. Now that you've learned how to use Google Meet, let's close with some final considerations. What are the pros and cons of using Google Meet? For pros, Google Meet is built into the G Suite system so you can access Google Meet from almost any Google product. It is especially compatible with Google Calendar, so you can build your whole meeting right there. It shares familiar features from other video conferencing apps such as breakout rooms, screen sharing, or polls. You can even dial in with your phone to join a meeting. For cons, Google Meet doesn't allow as much customization as other video conferencing software. If you're not using your educational account, you will be limited in the number of people you're meeting with and how long your meetings can be. That concludes the Google Meet video in our G Suite workshop series. We hope you'll browse through the list to continue exploring other videos in the series. Thank you for watching. You can complete the accompanying quiz below on our website and contact us in these ways below. Aloha!